Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this quick, I suppose, reference guide or help you make a decision video, what we've got in front of us is Newage and Magic Square's take on, of course, our very favourite, beloved Generation 1 leaders. So if all of this is completely alien to you, as it was literally only to myself until a couple of months ago, these are what's known as third-party Legends scale figures. So to give you an idea, I suppose, of how big they are, they're just a little bit bigger than standard Hasbro core class figures, shall we say, but they're not as big as the standard deluxe figures. So they fit, I suppose, sort of perfectly in between that bracket. So I hope this helps with regards to that. But the main purpose of this video is just to help you guys, if you're thinking about collecting them, make a decision on which company's best. Now, of course, you're going to get, it reminds me of the old Sega Nintendo battles in the 90s. It really is down to personal preference. I'm just going to show you things that I've noticed and that I've found with these figures. So I've got the two Newage on the outside and I've got the two Magic Square in the middle. Now, in all honesty, don't pay no real attention to the deco, and what I mean by that is because you can get 5 or 6 at least different versions of these figures already. This is in fact, I think, version 2, and version 1 had again so many different decos of him. This is the comic book deco, that's why he's got a bit of a sheen to it. So to be honest, we might as well start with, I'm going to refer to him as Optimus Prime. He's called David in Newage, and with Magic Square he's called Light of Victory. So you've got Light of Victory and David, but I'm going to be referring to them as Optimus Prime. Now you do also have normal fists with him, but I've just popped them in for now, because that's the other thing that I want to get across. These all come with an absolute abundance, a lot of the time, of accessories, and these figures are dubbed as mini masterpieces because, as you can probably tell on them, there is loads and loads of points of articulation, and they're very clever. I'm not going to deny that they're very clever. If I give these a quick side by side, I think the Magic Square, as you can tell by the chest cavity, wins in that aspect. But what I want you to have a quick look at this is just as I spin it around, remember obviously this is a cap. Now when I show you this is in no way taking anything away from this figure. I love this figure, and it is of course at a completely different price point. So this is no way me saying these are better. It's like trying to say obviously that a deluxe is as good as a Titan. Of course it's not, different price points. But what I'm trying to prove with this is when I spin this round, there are 6 wheels visible, and of course there's a few gaps, whereas with these guys there are no wheels visible, and indeed there are no gaps either. So they are both engineered incredibly cleverly, and as I say, you can have the same decos if you wanted to. They also come with opening chest capabilities and very, very tiny matrices tucked away inside there. And as I say, with regard to articulation, they're off the chart. And what I mean by that is you can do pretty much anything. I have done separate individual videos on these, but I just want to give you guys the opportunity to see them side by side to help make your decision. This guy literally does look like he's jumped off the cartoon, though. From the Sunbow cartoon he really does, whereas this one, I love the metallic paint on it. This one is dubbed the, as I say, the comic book version. But again, this is mainly for you guys, the viewers, to sort of decide. I can't really give a decision on which is best. Aesthetically, maybe this one because of what I've just said. However, I love the comic deco on him. I prefer the transformation process on this one. I find this one to be a little bit too fiddly, in honesty. But there you go, for your viewing pleasure is the two side by side. If we move to Megatron, or Doomsday and Agamemnon as they are called, there's a bit of a difference with this. The Magic Square one is much more chunkier, shall we say, and again this is a different version. This is the most up-to-date one. This is the grey leg one, and again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I believe this one shares a very similar transformation process to the MP36 version of him. Now once again, with the Megatrons, especially these two, I mean, an absolute slew of accessories. Again, check out the individual videos just to see. My opinion with this one is that the Newage one wins purely down to the transformation process. Yes, this one is difficult and it's intricate, but this one, I'm not even joking, and I don't even mind admitting it took me hours, not a few minutes, not half an hour, And you can see it still looks like it's popping apart on some places. I mean, hours. I found it really quite difficult, and I even did what I don't normally do. I went to a good friend of mine, Ben's Collectibles, and I watched his transformation process on it, and I still really struggled with how to do it. With regards to their appearance, they're both obviously Megatron from Generation 1, and I suppose the biggest bonus at the moment, guys, for anybody who wants a decent Generation 1 Megatron, because these are third party and they're not bound by the same licensing as Hasbro and Takara. That's correct, these will transform, as you can see by the things on the back, the barrels, etc. These will transform into a little gun, and I suppose the reason they get away with it is because it's exactly that. It's a little gun, and although it will look like a good, I suppose, replica, it will of course look like a much smaller replica. So that's the advantage at the moment with these if you wanted a Generation 1 Megatron. But again, I just wanted to show you the side by side to help give you guys an idea of which one is best. They are both very clever, and again, it could just be me, and I'm leaving myself open to comments intentionally. That, you know, that I did take forever to transform it. I'm sure it wouldn't be so bad as I get used to it. But again, the main purpose of this video is for people who've said to me, which do you think's the best, or if I am going to start collecting, which ones should I get? So rather than me tell you, this gives you a brilliant opportunity to have a look and decide for yourself. And for you guys, the great Transformers community, and indeed a lot of my subscribers who I know love and collect these figures, put your comments down as well, please, to help people like myself and the newer collectors decide which ones they should be going for. But because I've got them all here on hand, I thought I'd do this very quick video for you. Hope it helped with your decision making. Let me know in the comments as much as you want, and indeed any feedback is always welcome. Thanks guys, take care.